Don't use such words to describe the lawyers or anyone else. You as a lawyer and you represent the law. Sit down. If you're a question like this, you may take your seat. Your Honor, we are satisfied. That's enough. Please sit down. What? I have a legal request, Your Honor, not something to say. Let the defendant speak. Defendant Saddam, as what concerns the question of the prosecutor for the witness, I don't know if in judicial system if there is a objection questions or not, but let's suppose that his question is directed to the convoy. I understand that he said that why they use such a rules when they have a heavy weapon. I was participate in an assassinate operation, and I know how the assassinate operation goes on, and I did carry it on, and the victim gets hurt, injured, and there is too many things like this happen in the world. So not all the weapons you have in your home in the surprise minute you will be able to use. But every weapon has its own field to be used in. For example, not all the weapons being used against Saddam Hussein, but when there is a reply from his protection, there was a different kind of weapons used. And you should, and if you check with the witnesses, you will understand what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Plus, at that time and later, there was bombing in Baghdad, and there was so the convoy was the target, but destroying Baghdad or bombing Baghdad, choosing different target, and that's and attacking a police station is a target too, using different kind of weapons. So if we have all these weapons and we didn't use it, we will know that this weapon cannot be used for a target, for a particular target. Yes. In the other hand, not all kind of weapons is available for us to be using in a particular moment. So, Mr. Jaffer, the prosecutor, sometimes he asks things for his own purposes, but the facts are still, and nobody have a purpose to fabricate an attempt against the president of the state, because what happened, I am the most one feel shameful of. I don't think any Iraqi could be proud of what happened. Maybe a mixed Iraqi or something else, but a pure Iraqi will not be proud of such an action. At least he will know what that means during the war. So let's leave the political part and enter another field. So not all the weapons available in a place could be used to attack a particular time. If I am standing in my home and there is someone attacking me, I could grab any weapon near me if I saw them coming closer. That could be a rifle or a pistol or RPG. So, the other hand, if you allow me, I will thank the witness and say, allow me, Your Honor, I want to get out, but I need no copies to be made of my ID because I'm afraid. Judge.
الشاهد رقم 6.
Call for witness number 6. Witness number 6.
Peace be upon you. Peace be upon you, President. Stand up, please. Put your hand on the Holy Quran. I swear by God to say the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You are under the oath now, and we brought you here as a defense witness for defendant Saddam Hussein. What's your testimony as a defense witness about this defendant with regard to the Degil case? What's his role during the incident and after the incident? What did you see? Witness, Your Honor, in the name of God, most merciful, most compassionate, verse of Quran, whoever hides a testimony, then he is unbeliever. Your Honor, in July 8, 1982, we had outside duty. Judge, what do you mean by outside duty? Judge, I was a member of the protection forces, special protection forces. So the convoy went to Salahuddin Governorate, and whenever we reached the road that leads to the jail area, the convoy went inside the city. And after the convoy arrived to a governmental department, and I think it was a police station, the president got off from the car and he went into those governmental departments. And some governmental employees from the jailies welcomed him, and all of them, they were police officers. And the president started asking about the situation in the city and about their situation, etc. So the citizens started coming to the place where the president was present. So the president asked the people there, the police officers, to find a place, a higher place, so he can look at all the people who gathered there, so can he talk to them. Because this is his habit whenever he used to visit one of the places. So they referred him to the roof of the police station or the medic. So he went to the clinic and he talked to the people and he started welcoming them by his hand. And then the people started welcoming him. Then the president gave his speech. And after that, he got down from the bench and he went by his car to inside the city. And then the convoy stopped and the president got off from the car. And I was at the right hand, on the right side. And then he went to the mosque and he prayed, I think, the afternoon prayer. But I didn't enter the mosque. And then he got out from the mosque, and there was a clergyman. He escorted the president, and he visited some of the houses. And then some people in those houses slaughtered some animals as a feature of welcoming them, the president. And there was a woman put her hands on the blood of the slaughtered animals and marked the car of the president. And I didn't know what was her intention, whether she meant to do it or not. So the protection forces referred to change the car of the president, and they brought a gray car instead of this white car. And after he got out from this house, he entered and he took his car and we went to the highway that leads to Baghdad. We drove less than 1 kilometer, and then we faced fire shots, and they were shooting against us. So the convoy stopped, and the president got off from the car again. And whenever he got off from his car, and because there was a lot of shooting from the orchard side, I hurried up and I wanted to protect the president in my body. So I put my bag on his chest to protect him, and some other protection personnel gathered around the president to protect him. So in this situation, Your Honor, the people of the jail, they were all coming forward to welcome the president. Some of them ran away, but some of them wanted to come greet him. And also, maybe you saw it in TV, the people were gathering to welcome him at that time. So because we thought it's an ambush, so we wanted to take the president from that place and take him far away. But the president wanted to walk and greet the people because he wasn't scared and he was paying a big attention to this incident. And he told me, give me a way so I can walk. And my instructions is I have to take him away from this place. Then he pushed me and he tried with me, but at the end he pushed me and he said, why you don't let me to walk? I told you I want to greet the people. I don't want my protection forces to be worried like that. And I said, I apologize, Mr. President. It's my duty to protect you. Then he pushed me away, and I don't know, one of the protection force personnel replaced me. And the same person also wanted to protect him, so he didn't allow him to walk. So he got into the car, and we moved in the other side. So we were by the clinic, So the president got off from the car and he climbed the clinic roof. And on the clinic roof, he stands there and the people gathered there. So he asked the protection personnel to get away from the people and let them come so they can welcome him. So the people gathered close to him. So the president gave his speech. And the people were welcoming him and saying nice things. The president said that those Assyrians doesn't represent the Dajjalians. And he calmed down the situation. Then he get off from the roof. Defendant Saddam, I can't hear him very well. Witness. Then the president asked the protection forces to withdraw, so they let the people to come so he can see them. So the people were under the clinic and they start yelling and saying things that reflect that they are ashamed of what happened and they are apologizing. So the president said that those people doesn't represent you, the Dajjalians. And he said that you are my people. And before he leaves, he greeted them and he said a small speech and then he went into his car and he returned to Baghdad. And there were two helicopters by the police station. He gets to one of those helicopters and one of the protection forces that accompanied him took one of the injured people and took with the helicopter and get back. There is another case I want to mention it. And the next day, I think First Lieutenant Hussein Kamel at that time, he was near the situation. So I read that one of the pilots was injured and also Major Yasin Fadan died during the incident. And also the martyrdom of other soldiers and the injury of another one. And they found out rifles GC type and some of the mortars. And I think the anti-craft and other documents. I don't remember them exactly what they were. This is all I know about this subject, and thank you, Your Honor. Judge, defense attorneys, any questions to the witness? Judge, witness answer the questions of defense attorneys briefly, because we have other witnesses. Defense attorney, you were a member of the protection forces. Did orders were issued to you from him or from any military department or Mukhabarat intelligence department or popular army or security department to conduct a widespread systematic attack on the city? Witness, you mean against the people in the jail? Attorney, against the city of the jail. Witness, I hear that this question were asked a lot. Usually whenever someone is, there is injustice towards him, he doesn't ask people to conduct this thing. What the president was wearing whenever he visited the jail? Witness, he was wearing military uniform. Attorney, did the second day or third day, did you take any orders to conduct the attack or to arrest people? Witness, I told you we have no relationship to do with that. Attorney, did you get orders? Witness, yes or no? Attorney, yes or no? Did you arrest people from the jail or torture them? Witness, no. Judge, any questions? Prosecutor's chamber, any questions? Prosecutor, One question, Your Honor. Your Honor, presiding judge, thanks for giving me the opportunity. One question for the witness. He mentioned that they were an injured person and he's a pilot. Did those get injured after the fire were against the convoy of the president? Witness, I said that I read it. I didn't see it. Prosecutor, what's the answer? I didn't understand the answer. Would you please repeat the answer? Witness, I told you and I mentioned in my testimony that I read the situation, but I didn't see it. So, how the situation that I read is wrong? Prosecutor, my question is, those who get injured, they get injured while they were shooting on the convoy or after that? Witness, while the convoy faced the fire shooting. I answered you, but you didn't understand my answer. My answer is that I read the situation in the second day, while it is during the fire shooting or after that, whenever the security department came to the city. Maybe, but I told you that I answered you. Judge, are you witness number 8 or 7? Defense attorney 7. Judge, anyway, why we wanted to listen to witness number 8? Because we thought that we will get use of the time. But anyway. Defense attorney, if you want, let us listen to witness number 8. Judge, no, that's okay. We will listen to number 7. Look at me. Were you there during the incident or what happened? Clarify to us what you know. So everything will be clarified. Witness in the name of God. Al-Quran verse, whoever hides a testimony is not from God, an unbeliever. The presiding judge, respected attendees, peace be upon you, and a special greeting from me and the Djailis to the President Saddam Hussein. Your Honor, at the beginning, I would like to clarify some information that happened before the incident, and it's related to the Djil case. Judge, say things related to the issue. Witness, of course, Your Honor. Witness, as the Djailis know, the Djil is a small village and it's full of orchards. So the properties and interests of those orchards at the beginning of 70s and the end of 80s, every human would wish to take those interests. So some of the Djailis, not all of them, they would always say, thank God. And some of them, their orchards become refugees to those army deserters from the jail and from other governorates. So a lot of assassinations were conducted during that time, and a lot of murders. His family, and he took the Orchard Road and he was killed there. And the manager of the agriculture department was killed inside the city. Then the city, all the city were surprised because the director of the youth center was killed, also in the orchard, and his name is Imad Kamil Hamoudi. And someone who killed it, we know that person. And after that, there was a military attack on the jail. And Ali Salhi were killed, and he was a Ba'ath Party sector member, and also another person were handicapped, and he works now in the office of that sector. And those things happened before the incident and before the visitation of the president. And now I'm going to tell you about the visitation. The president used to visit all the governorates in Iraq, from the north to the south. And he treated all governorates equally, and he visited the jail area. And he visited the jail in July 8, 1982. It was Thursday, and we were fasting because it was Ramadan time. So whenever the convoy of the president came, I had a place that I always liked, and I was standing by and close to the headquarters of Ba'ath Party, and by one of my friends there. I was repairing the motorcycle, so I left it. So I left the repairment operation, and I went with other people towards the convoy to see him. And I stopped my motorcycle near that place, and I saw all the people welcoming the visitation of the president. And I stayed there for 10 minutes. The president was inside the police station. And then he got out from the police station. He was on the roof of the police station, and he greeted the people. And he gave a speech, and he referred to the Djailis, about the Djailis. And then he got out from the police station, and the convoy went to the old city. And I, with the other people, I was riding my motorcycle, and I went with other people to follow the convoy. And when the people, I was riding my motorcycle, and I went with other people to follow the convoy. And whenever the convoy reached the mosque, the old mosque in the city, the president got off from his car, and he went into the mosque, and he prayed in the mosque. After that, he greeted the clergyman in the mosque, the speaker of the mosque, and then we heard at that day that he gave him a present. And then the convoy returned to the Al-Asri neighborhood, and then the convoy returned to the Al-Asri neighborhood, as if he is going back to Baghdad. And the convoy and he visited the house, and that family slaughtered some animals, and all the people were greeting and saying, "Long live the president." After that, the convoy went towards Al-Asri neighborhood again, and as the convoy got out from the city and passed by Al-Ibrahimiyya primary school, there were fire shots against the convoy. And at that time, I was on the motorcycle, and also there was an incident that I faced because I was riding the motor, and till now I had the injury marks on my leg. And at that time, all the people wanted to run away because there were a lot of fire shots, and there were clashes between the assailants and the protection forces of the president, and it was on the left side of the orchard. Then I returned back to the old city, and the shorter way to get rid of the fire shots is to go to the office station, and then I saw the convoy of the president stopped, and he stood there, and the protection forces were gathering him, were around him. Then I returned to the neighborhood, and I went to my uncle's house. After 5 minutes, we saw the convoy of the president return back to the city, and he reached by the old clinic, so the president went into the roof of the clinic, and the people gathered around him, around the clinic, and started saying, "Long live the president," and welcoming him. So the president answered, and he said, "We don't care for such incidents because we used to such incidents." And he also said that there is no place without bad people. And at that time, the old clinic, by the old clinic, some protection forces brought 4 people, and Sabah Mirza, who the senior companion to the president, brought those 4 people, and he said, "I think those are some of the people who participated in the assassination attempt." So the president said, took them for investigation, and after that, he got down from the clinic, and the convoy went to the Al-Asri city and then returned to Baghdad. This is the incident till the afternoon time. After that, I stayed in my uncle's house. Then I got out from my uncle's house at the evening time, and there were security forces there in all the streets. And there were the clashes and fire shooting in the orchard. And I didn't take my motorcycle, I went walking because there was a lot of checkpoints, so they didn't allow for motorcycles to be ride. So I was walking, and before I reached the Bath Party headquarters, there were a car, and this car were carrying bodies and human remains. But I didn't go to the headquarters. I went to our house, close to the headquarters. And at the same time, I saw helicopters flying over the orchards. I returned to our house. And in the same day, my uncle came in the time of breaking the fasting in our house, and we asked him, why you are late? And our uncle said, because I was coming in the street and the security squad arrested me, and they put me in the headquarters, back party headquarters, and we stayed there. And he said, Mr. Barzan was there, and he asked, why did you bring those people here in the headquarters? And then he released us, and he said, as you have nothing to do with this, he released us. Judge, were you with them? Witness, no, Your Honor, my uncle was with the detainees in the headquarters, and he told us. And this was the first day. This is what I saw and heard in the first day. Your Honor, next day, there were searching operations in the city, and also they searched our house. And our house gets searched by the security forces. And this time, we heard that there were some clashes and fire shooting and helicopters flying. And we heard from some people that one of the helicopters were shot and one of the pilots get injured. Your Honor, this is what happened the next day. And 3 days later, there was a curfew, but not very strict curfew. And 3 days later, the curfew was less strict. So I took my motorcycle and get out. And in one of the streets, there were security squads near the police station. And I saw 2 security vehicles called Land Cruisers behind me. Just third day, witness, no, after 3 days, I was going to my uncle's house near the police station. And one of the security forces took my motorcycle, and he took me to the police station. And I stayed detained for 2 hours there. And then they presented me to the investigation officer, and he asked me, why you didn't stop whenever you saw a checkpoint? And I said, I didn't know that there's a checkpoint. And he asked me, what's your name, what's your tribe, where do you live? And he finished the investigation with me. And then he told me, my son, the situation is not good. So we're going to give you the motorcycle and we're going to release you. But whenever you see a checkpoint, you have to stop and see what they want from you. This is the third day. There were search operations in the same time in the orchard. This is the second week. In the second week, they were searching in the orchards by the protection battalion who stayed there to know about the assassination attempt. And after 15 days, this battalion withdrew, and also the security checkpoint stayed in the jail. And people start going to the orchards again normally, and whoever has something to do or work to do in the orchards, they would go to do it. During those 15 days that I mentioned, arrest operations were conducted, and they arrested 2 families. by security department. And the security department arrested only the families who were having security remarks against them by the security department in the Djil area. Just what else? Witness, this is with regard to the incident. And 2 months later, they started draining the orchards. They gave the order of draining, but they gave them 2 months to take the fruit of their orchards, and then they drained the orchards. And civilian vehicles drained the orchards, and the drivers of those vehicles were Kurdish people. And the protection forces escorted them, and we heard at that time that the Popular Army are from outside Djil. They weren't from inside the Djil, so none of the Djil participated in the training. They brought the protection and the Popular Army from outside Djil. This is with regard to the draining and demolishing of orchards. And demolishing of orchards, drained the orchards. All the orchards were drained with no exception, including some of the superiors in the country. They wanted to talk to the director of the security department who supervised this draining operation, but they didn't respond to him, and they drained his marshes or his orchards also. And some people had 2-3 dunams got drained, and 6 dunams also were drained. Your Honor, the orchard owners get compensated after 1 year and a half. And the compensation, they gave us land, and agriculture land outside the city on the channel called Channel 11. And also they compensated us financially. At that time, the dunam would cost, if the dunam has, or the land, the piece of land has palms and other different types of trees, that was compensated according to that. At that time, they gave us more than 1,500 dinars for the dunam. Just what else? Witness, I'm telling you about the compensation. And in 1965, in 1986, the people get released. 4 years later, the people who get detained get released. They didn't release all the families together, but they released them step by step. Just so they get back to the city. Witness, yes. So we went greeting those families who returned, but they didn't mention that they get tortured, as we heard. As we heard inside the court from the complainants. Judge, what else? In 1992, the president visited Al-Djil again. And during the visitation, and after the visitation, he returned the lands which are not related inside the borders of the city. We lost in the municipality 2 pieces of land. One of them, they returned it to us, and now we planted it. Judge, what else? Witness, regarding, and in 1987, Judge, you talked about 1992 and now about 1987. Yes, Your Honor. In 1987, they arrested and as I hear that this person participated in the explosion made against Ministry of Planning, and they arrested and the same charges. He participated in explosion Ministry of Planning. Your Honor, in 2004, there were a festival made by the Free Prisoners Association and also the establishment of Shahid al-Mihrab. This festival, I was invited to this festival. Judge, what has this to do with this issue? Witness, it's related to this testimony, Your Honor. Judge, what is the connection? Witness, this festival, which were made, the assailants were talking proudly about the assassination attempt. Judge, yes. Witness, I attended the festival. And the attendees who came and gave speeches in the festival, they were municipality director, and all the words they mentioned, they were expressing that they were proud of the assassination attempt in 1982. And before the end of the festival, I saw people who attended the festival, and they took the attendees to watch pictures about those people who get executed in the incident, after the incident. And while we were walking, I saw a person, and I inquired about this person, and they told me he's an attorney. And after that, after watching the court proceeding, I found out that he is a prosecutor in this court. Just so you saw him by your eyes, witness? Yes, I saw him by my eyes. I was in the festival. Judge, leave the witness talk. Witness, there is something with regard to the list that contains 148 people who got executed. And as I'm a person from the jail, there is a contradictory matter here, because some of the names in this list of 148, their names are in this list as executed people, but I can't see them now in the city. Judge, do you know the names? Can you give us the names? Witness, yes. I will write it for you, Your Honor. Judge, yes, write the names for us. Witness later. Judge, what do you mean by later? Write the names. Witness, those are the names of the people who are alive. Judge, you put the names of 4 people. A person, an attorney in the Dujil, and another person, a farmer in the Dujil, But the fourth one, you didn't say he's alive, but you said he's a farmer. All of them are alive? The four names? Witness, yes. Witness, there are other three names. They came back from Iran. Write the names, the judge. Witness, yes, Your Honor. Judge, let him sign the paper that he's writing on. Judge, as you are a witness, you need to sign those two papers that you gave us. And there are three other individuals. So one of those three names, this person lives in another city, not in your city. Sign the two papers. Write your name and sign them. Judge, do you know any other people rather than those 7 names you wrote? Witness, yes, Your Honor. Judge, then write them. Witness, Your Honor, there are names in the list of 148 as if they said they are executed and they are teenagers and under the legal age. The names of people in the list of 148, and they said they are executed. And one of them have sentences in 1981, and one of them is in 1985, and one of them get sentenced before the incidents of 1982. Witness, Your Honor, I have details. Judge, where are the details? Witness, I'm writing the names of those people with details and information about them next to the name. Your Honor, there are names in the list of 148 list. Those people died normally without execution. Your Honor, some of those names were outside the country, and after the occupation they came to visit their families. Judge, write the names down. Witness, in the list there is a person, and he is one of the witnesses, and his name is in the list. Witness, he is one of the complainants in this case, and his name is in the list. He is one of the complainants' witnesses, and his name is in the list. Judge, he says one of the complainants, and then he changed and he said a complainant's witness. Witness, those are the names. Judge, are those names all the names that you know? Witness, those names are all the names that I know. Judge, there you wrote 7, and now 1, so there are 8, another 2, so there are 10, another list, 12, and another list you wrote 4, so they are 16, and another list you added 2, so they are 18, right? Witness, yes, Your Honor. Witness, those are the names that I know. Judge, are you writing in one pen or two pens? Witness, in one pen. Judge, this is a black ink and a blue ink. Is this your handwriting or someone wrote it to you? Witness, I just wrote it, Your Honor. Judge, how many pens do you have? Witness, 2 pens, Your Honor. Judge, the whole time you are talking and you're looking at us. How did you write those names and you're looking at us? How did you write the names and you're looking at the court? We should show you in a television program because you can write and look at the same time. Prosecutor, I'm requesting the court to ask the witness to write the names again. Defense attorney, that means that you're suspecting the witness that he wrote the names previously. Defense attorney, if you ask us for 3-4 times, we'll receive it as you want. Judge, you are a defense attorney. Defense attorney, they are suspecting the defense witnesses. Judge, the trial chamber is looking at the witness and the whole time he's talking, and this is a question to you and to whoever is suspecting this court. Someone who is talking and looking at the court, can he write while he is looking at the court and write in such terms? There are 2 handwritings, 2 colors of things, and he's talking and looking at me. So what capability he has? He's talking and writing, and there's no simple mistake in his handwriting. Judge, we'll give you another paper and write the names again. Judge, count the names. Write the names again. Defense attorney, what's wrong if he prepared the names before and wrote them, even if he wrote them before the session? What's wrong with that? That's okay. If you know previously that he wrote the names before the session, then we'll accept it. Do you know that he wrote the names before he came to testify in this courtroom? Defense attorney, no. Just then how do you say that? That's a joke. It's a puzzle. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to solve it. The whole time the witness is talking and writing at the same time. Can you believe that? And there's 2 different inks and 2 different handwritings. Defense attorney, I will clarify to you, Your Honor. This witness knows that he's going to come testify for the defense. Does he know? Does he know that he's a defense witness? He knows. We brought him as a defense witness. So he came here to testify to special people. For him, he remembered and he wrote the names, so whenever he come here, he doesn't forget the names. Is that a mistake by the defense team or by the witness? This is my question. Judge, if it's like that, we'll accept it. We'll accept it. But you are sitting there, and he is behind the curtain, and we're looking at him, and the whole time he's looking at us, and he's talking. So how he wrote those names while he's talking is looking at us, and 2 different inks, 2 different handwritings. You should facilitate this subject. You should explain it. Defense attorney, he referred in his testimony, he said that he has a list of names while he was testifying. Prosecutor, and whenever the court asked the witness, did you write in 2 pens? And he said, no. Prosecutor, in addition to a very important note, and in front each name he wrote the sequence number of the referral order. So I'm asking from the respected court to repeat writing the names again, because before the court he mentioned that he wrote them now, and whenever the court asked him, he denied. And then he said, I have 2 pens. So I would like to clarify, and I'm requesting the court to write the names again. Judge, calm down. Listen. The name. He wrote the names outside the country, who are outside the country, and he said the names are in the list of 148. And also he wrote, besides each person, that he is alive, he is living in the United States. And then the third one, he wrote the sequence number of referral order, and where he lives, and he is alive. How the witness brought all those information about those names, and if they didn't write them before. Defense attorney, he was watching the proceedings of the court, and he saw people talking about the dead people and about this list. So he prepared. So he brought some of those names and he wrote their information. Judge, so as you're saying, before he comes to this courtroom, he wrote the name. Defense attorney, yes, Your Honor. And he mentioned that he prepared the name. Judge, listen, when did you write the name? All the time you're talking. Witness, before I entered the courtroom, I wrote the name. This man told me why you're writing the name. Judge, are you a good, do you remember all the numbers by your heart? Till now I don't remember one number. How did you remember the number? Witness, this is a newspaper that I have, has the list of the 148 people, and I got all the names from that. Defense attorney, the language of the prosecutor is making the witness to feel like he's committing a crime. Judge, we'll tell you an information. The prosecutor maybe talked about this issue before the court talked about it. But the court wanted, and it was in our intention to talk about this issue before the prosecutor talked about it. Another defense attorney, Your Honor, the witness is brought here to bring justice and find out the truth. So what's wrong if he prepares the name yesterday or before yesterday or today? He submitted names he signed on, and I'm going to sign on it. And I'm going to tell you that those names are in the Degil, and that's not a point that anyone can object against. Judge, we don't want the defense attorney to coach the witness and suggest information to him. Defense attorney, we are not going to coach him. We are not doing that. Defense attorney, this is not coaching, and we are not. There's not in our intention to coach the witness. Your Honor, you are getting upset with us for no reason. Judge, I'm asking you a question about those numbers. How did he get the numbers? Defense attorney, there are some incidents alleged. 95% of those alleged incidents are not true. but the incidents are in front of you. I want you to investigate about what happened, and if they are not true, tell the witness that you are a liar. But I'm telling you, all this accusation is not true. Judge, we are not in the government, and we don't have Arab leaders, as you mentioned. We are in front of a legal court, and so don't comparison between us and Arab leaders. I'm not talking only about Iraq. I'm talking about the whole world. They all don't like the leaders. So I don't allow you to make a comparison or make me similar to the leaders. If you make a comparison between me and an Egyptian judge, then that's okay, but not leaders. Defense attorney. The witness in his testimony, you can make a comparison between what he said and but the information and see if he is lying. But there are some of alleged incidents. Who is going to separate between the alleged charges and between the truth? The investigation is going to separate between those two. This is what we're asking. We're asking to stop the sessions of this court and so the court know the truth, and if those alleged accusations against the defense team or the witnesses are true. Judge, listen, defense attorney. Before we give you opportunity to discuss the witness, statements, of course, are beneficial to your defendants. And your legal duty is to document this thing. We're going to leave this thing to you because it's part of your legal duty. Deal? Defense attorney, deal. Defense attorney, this is a fair solution. Another defense attorney, your honor. Mr. Prosecutor, I'd like to remind the court that one of the witnesses of complainant, he brought with him in this court a big file, and he started talking about testimony and with referring to this file, and then he talked to you and he said, Your Honor, this file, you have it in the referral order, as if he is acquainted with the referral order, but the prosecutor didn't object on that. And it's not something shameful if the defense witness submitted something he knows. But it's not eligible that one of the complainant's witnesses talked about his testimony and referred to documents, and he would tell you, Your Honor, that he has those documents and you have it in the referral order. That's not allowed. Judge, believe me, if you weren't defense attorneys, or prosecutor, you would have created a problem with this issue. But we'd like you to stop creating problems now. Defense attorney. Are those incidents important in the case or not, Your Honor? Judge, there are important incidents, of course, but we want to take and conduct the legal proceedings. Defense attorney. Did we bring this defense witness and told him to do that? Judge, we didn't accuse you with that. We didn't tell you that you did that. Defense attorneys, we want to bring justice. We want to bring justice. And it's our goal and it's your goal to bring justice. Judge, the lack justice, we don't want to bring the lack justice. Defense attorneys, I would like to question the witness before the end of the session, Your Honor. Another defense attorney? I know that there is not enough time. and there is some tension, and the psychological situation is not good. We are all tired. Judge, with regard to us, we will endure you today, tomorrow, and the whole day. Defense attorney, it seems that the truth that the witness talked about is a true thing. One of the defense attorneys lives in the Dujil, and he admitted the information that he has. And if an information was said here in the courtroom, and if the prosecution chamber has any objection against this information, would like to tell him that the witness has this information. No one has to object on it. Judge, this information should be written inside the courtroom, not outside the courtroom. Defense attorney, this witness lives in that area, and he knows information, and he knows the people. I don't know the people of that area. The second point is making the witness to get under the influence of other people and paralyze his will. Like Mr. Ja'far Musawi, whenever he's asking his questions to the witness, he's trying to say to the witness, if you don't say, then your situation will be like this. The prosecutor is not proceeding legally. Judge, this is the way the prosecutor asks the questions in all the world, and it's the way of asking questions. It's part of the prosecutor's duty. Defense attorney, I'm a graduate from Iraqi schools. The prosecutor should not talk about things that include things that criminalize the witness. Just in case there is a criminalization. If there are other criminal incidents, then he can talk about them. Judge, wait a minute. The judge is not defending the prosecutor and anyone. The judge is saying that the court wants to bring justice, and also the prosecutor and also the defense attorneys. All of you should help the court to bring justice and to accomplish this legal mission. You are required not to talk about things not related to this proceeding with regard to you and the prosecutors and also to the complainant's defense attorney. And the witnesses are asked to give their testimonies according to law and according to the oath that they are under. But sometimes we'll receive lists signed by the witness, and it's very written in a proper way, and this is a question that should be right. They should bring the list of the 148 people who get executed, just your group of defense attorneys, and the court is assigning you and authorizing you and giving you the whole chance to work hard to bring this file. The court cannot bring this referral file. One of the defendants has this referral order of this case, and you are close to the defendant, and you have the way of searching and bringing evidence. So, cooperate with the court to bring justice and find this referral order of this case and bring it in front of the court. And the court will document this good thing that you are going to do. Defense attorney, I would like to ask the prosecutor about the way how he gets the ID And the prosecutor told us that he got the IDs from one source. Judge, I'll tell you something. With regard to my ex-colleague, before I become presiding judge and sit on this bench, I met that judge, and he was thinking and focusing on bringing this referral order, and he was insisting on the prosecutor to bring this referral order. Many times he talked to me about this referral order and referral files, and I insisted and encouraged him to insist to get this referral file. But the fate put me in his place, and now I'm facing the same problem. The fate brought me in his place. He didn't plan to this, and I didn't plan to it either. But I just want to clarify this. He was thinking and he was focusing on bringing this referral file, and same with me. I want to find this referral file to bring justice, and you are the hands of law. We want you to help us to bring it. Defense attorney, whenever copies of documents are presented to you, the court, would the court accept the copies? My question is, Judge, at that time you're going to get the legal answer from us.